Yes, we are back. We are back. Hey, we are back. Hey, see, that was fun.
It was. We got to meet Mr. Rodman up close and personal. He's very much into who he is, his journey, his story.
That's
So it
right.
was, it was good.
That's right. That's right. We got waiting on our two guests. They're gonna come in the chat room door at 7:30. Y'all. We was talking that talk before on the other show. But we're gonna switch gears because James kind of brought up a great subject, and I wasn't really going to talk about it,
Mhm.
but everybody's talking about Cardi B and Offset and how she keeps taking him back. And she leaves, and then she comes back, and then she leaves, and then she comes back. Just kind of unsure. Um,
Okay.
what are your thoughts? Because I always call you Wife 101 T.
Well, I don't be following like that, so I have no idea. You
He
know,
always messing up. He always messing up.
he messing up. How long they been
Oh,
together? She keeps taking him back all these times,
um, 2 years, a year.
and it's been this many back and back and back and back. Wow.
He always
Yeah.
messing up.
Within only 2 years, I mean, what do you have to look forward to? I'm not just necessarily them, but in general, when you've been together for only 2 years and you've had this roller coaster of in and out the door, what are you working towards? I don't
Well,
understand that.
right, and I think that counseling is a necessity. If you are looking at the movement and the movement doesn't seem right or something seems off, I think counseling is the key to figuring out what it is to put you back on the same track. But a lot of times, even in the African American community, nobody wants to go to counseling.
Mm-mm.
Um, and even if you don't want to go to counseling with the therapist, you can go to counseling with your pastor, or
Mm-hmm.
but it's a necessity.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get on the right track. So you guys need to get to the real reason why all of these things are happening. And
Right.
sometimes it's a you thing.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Sometimes you got to step back and work on yourself, before you can bring someone else into your circle. And I think
Hmm.
that therein lies a lot of problems between
That's right.
relationships. You don't necessarily know who you are, and with that being said, who you even want to be with.
That's right.
You know, so I would say work on themselves, do the counseling. But like you said, a lot of us we don't go that route, and it's so unfortunate because in many cases it can be very very helpful and revealing as well.
Absolutely. And a lot of times people prefer to relationship jump. They relationship hopping. And
Hmm.
and sometimes you have to stop that process. You have to sit down and first you gotta ask yourself, would you date yourself?
Hmm.
There sometimes it lies the problem. If you know things about yourself and you would not date yourself, then fix those things before
Right.
you branch off and go into a situation and you're not whole yourself. I'm
Hmm.
excited that we have our two guests on today.
Me too. I first of all, I love hearing a man's perspective,
Hmm.
because you and I can view a subject or a matter in one way, but to actually hear and receive, you have to be receptive of when our brothers talk to receive their message on their take on certain things. And you know how I'm always a champion for our men, especially our black men.
Hmm.
I'm not as hard on them as you are. I am a champion for
I'm
our black
hard.
men.
I
So
don't
I
think
I'm always
so.
listening because that gives me a mirror into how to them. So I don't take that lightly.
Oh, T, I don't think I'm hard.
You had our buddy James sweating, leash. Come on, you had.
That wasn't me. That was the lighting.
But I'm gonna be very interested to hear their take. Two different views. So
Exactly, and two different paths because we're gonna bring in our first guest shortly. T. Not only does he have a nonprofit and he shares his love and his light and his experience with the
mhm,
world,
mhm,
he's a prophet as well. So just to be able to have that spiritual enlightenment, sometimes that is the best medicine too. Making sure that in order to get you together, you have to know where your center is.
Good one, Leash. Look at you. I'm so
Well,
proud of you today.
thanks, thanks.
You're very nice. Very nice.
You was on a roll, T. You was on a roll today.
Oh, but it's true. You have to know where your center is, and that kind of guides you onto where you need to go, where you should go. So now I'm really piqued in hearing his point of view.
Absolutely, because this isn't it true though. We're always looking for balance,
Yeah.
but we're looking for balance to come from another person.
Mm-hmm.
As a woman, you're like, well, my man, he got to balance. No, sweetie, your man is not going to balance you.
Mm-hmm. That's
You
right.
you got to find that balance within yourself. That's something that you got to give yourself.
That's
And
right.
you have to get that from another place and not necessarily from a person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think that's really important, especially when we are in the age of everybody is soul searching. Everybody's looking for themselves. They're trying to figure out where their niche is, where they fit, and how they fit. But we always want to use other people in that aspect to think that that's going to help us fit. And that's not. That's why we're not fitting, because we're looking to reach outward instead of inward.
That's right. Another good one. Very nice.
Absolutely. We got our two fabulous guests in the chat room. We got to bring them in. We got two authors coming to kick in the chat room door with us.
Hey.
Welcome. We want each of you guys to tell us a little bit about yourself, your literary journey, and your work. We're going to start with Bishop Antoine. Is it Antoine?
Antoine, last I checked.
Antoine Jasmine. I could tear a name up. Charge it to my mind. We're gonna start with Prophet Jasmine. Go ahead.
Okay. My name is Antoine Jasmine, and I'm glad to be a part of this platform tonight with such beautiful Nubians and my brother.
Yeah. Thank
Lyric
you.
Brown. Welcome here in Louisiana, and I'm looking forward to share with you my life experiences and whatever I can add to this uncertain generation.
Good one.
Good one. That's a good one. Now I want you to talk a little bit about your book, because I love the direction you went in. Talk a little bit about that.
Okay, which book? I'm an author of 12, so I'm assuming you're talking about The Father in the Hood.
Yeah, that's the only one I saw. You got 12 of them? You better go ahead.
What's Up, Son? Is the Only Dream? Terminology, all types of books I've written, and my newest book is The Mental God, Pushing Your Mind Above Your Emotions.
Ooh.
And angelic, what is the other book was Activating Angelic Assistance. And so I've had a lot of spiritual book, but this is one of my most political book, talk about the pandemics and the epidemics in the community of our African American. I decided to put a Black man with a baby. People think it's mine. I'm about that color, but a little bit lighter. So that Black men still fostering or nurturing and cultivating their kids.
Absolutely. And see, here T was just talking about on our previous episode, always listening and experiencing a man's point of view. That cover itself speaks volumes, because it's there, but we don't see it. It's not something that is televised that happens.
Right.
Where men don't nurture. That's what we see. But when in all actuality, they do nurture their children. They do love on their children, and they're supposed to. And it's a necessity that they do. So I'm excited for you to talk a little bit about that. Lyrics Brown.
Hey,
How y'all doing?
Hey to the Bay.
How you doing?
We are good. Tell us a little bit about your literary journey and your newest work.
Okay, for sure. First and foremost, hey, Miss Toni, how are you?
I'm good, Mr. Brown. How you doing?
I'm good. Right now, I am working on the standalone called Salt. I'm looking to release it in November around like Thanksgiving time. Went through a couple of changes. I was signed to Diamante previously. To make a long story short, that was it. The book was going to be released as a trilogy. It's been turned into a standalone, and like I said, it's going to be released in November under my own company, which is Silent Noise Inc. So I just been doing that. Just been grinding and working on books, and just trying to reinvent myself. I guess if I can say that.
Absolutely. That's really, you're always in as an entrepreneur, you're always reinventing yourself. You're always introducing yourself to people wherever you go, because there's always going to be somebody that doesn't know you, that doesn't know your brand, or that needs to be reintroduced to what you have going on. Now, a Black man that can write is a powerful man. Tell us a little bit about what inspires your pen, Prophet.
Well, through travel, I guess, travel, I've gotten prophetic words and premonition from people that say, hey, when are you going to release a book? And I'm like, what book? What are you talking about? And sometimes you can't see beyond what you're doing. You always aspire to read other people's books, but becoming an author was something I never thought of, but it kept being stated. So anything that is repeated is intentional. So sometimes you keep hearing the same thing over and over until you get it. And so my spiritual father, who is gone on to be with the Lord, I sat with him. I said, what about this book I keep hearing? He was of age, but when he talked, he spoke with soundness. So as he was practically sleeping, he said, write this down, How to Dominate a Prophetic. That was my first book, a prophetic book. And then from there, that first book came Following the Hood, which was my original title and concept. So I think the objective of many people, you can speak to audiences, to college graduates, to churches, talk to the Arabs of Dubai. People don't remember what you say. But if you write a book, it's legacy. They will remember what you wrote in your book. So to prevent me from saying, people may get my book before they ever see me. So my book is legacy. So I decided to put more emphasis on the books of legacy than my sermons or my script for a graduate class or a GD class or a prison reform type situation. So being an author gave me more leverage to put me in a different class. A Black man author is different from a Black man preacher.
Very true.
So true. And I'm glad you said that, Antoine, because a lot of people, they're looking for something. They're looking for a message, and they may not necessarily be in your immediate circle, but that book that you write with the message within can touch so many more. So you usually write your books with the message, and do you hear back from your readers regarding that message that you know that they got it?
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely. And Mr. Brown, what inspires your pen?
I've been saying it from the jump, and I'm probably gonna say it till I'm dead and gone. My mama, you know what I mean? All day. My mom used to write poems, so I started off writing poetry, and then she would always say, I need to try to, get serious with it or whatnot. Then I turned that into short stories. But yeah, just because of my mom, you know what I'm saying, me and her, it was just me and her for so long to where, like, you know what I'm saying, she's my everything. So I drew a lot of, inspiration and whatnot from her, but definitely everything I do in this game, I pretty much do for her, you know what I'm saying? And it's because of her. So yeah, I would have to definitely say my mom's.
Shout out to moms.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, and I'm glad that you said that because, and I'm not even going to say in this day and age, over time, over centuries, when a young man turns 18, turns 17, they want to throw the word man out. You are a man now. But they want to throw the word man out without giving them that man training. Talk a little bit about the young men that we have, the young males that are coming up. Sometimes they seem a little bit distracted and disconnected, what are some ways that we can reach in, or men need to reach into them to help to guide them and move them in a good direction, just based on your experiences, Mr. Brown?
Well, I'm a father myself, so and I have sons, and my biggest thing with them nowadays is, I try to always build with them in truth. I have this thing with them to where, because I have 11-year-old twins and twin boys, and sometimes I get told that they're too young for me to be saying certain things and whatnot. But in this time that we living in, I don't really feel that way. So I have a thing to where in my household, we can't use the word can't, and we always got to walk in our truth, because I feel like that's the biggest thing nowadays, to let them know that, that you can do anything that you want to do, as long as you put your mind to it. So that's the big thing with me, is just always telling them to speak, to walk in their truth.
That's so true.
Absolutely.
That's so true.
Prophet?
And we need more of that. I'm sorry, Lissha.
We do.
Yeah.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, rephrase the question again. I kind of get it. I just need to refresh so I can know how to angle my answer.
So, you know how when young men turn 17, when they turn 18, people automatically say you are a man, without giving them the man training. Men have specific characteristics. They move a specific way. And so a lot of times we see them bumping around in the dark, trying to figure out what kind of man I am, or how can I be a man, or what is a man, because sometimes they don't have that image reflected in front of them. What are some things that men could do? Not just, I don't want to say women, because we're always protecting our men, and sometimes we coddle them a little bit too much. But we need men to reach back to young men to help them with that process and that training. Because when you turn 18, you're not a man, you're a young male. But you're not a man just yet, because of certain things that you have to learn, certain skills that you have to acquire. What are some of the things that can be done to be able to help guide and shape the young men that we have coming?
Okay, well, you have to make it definitively like Mr. Brown. He has biological kids, and he fostered. He can create that because it come from him. Unlike me, my commitment is to the industry of fatherless youth and adults. So then I have to recalibrate that concept, such as who taught the kid how to tie a tie. I have a fashion line, so we like to dress young men in suits. The feel of a suit versus Jordans and casuals. It's a different feel they have. Just the whole psychological side of a man when he wears a suit and tie and nice shoes, his feeling's going to be different, because the women going to naturally, oh baby, you look good. Look at that. Who is that? Yeah.
But that's true. That's true. It's funny because, as women, your mothers will tell you, men gonna be sniffing around you when you 50 years old. You go ahead on and do you. But it's the same thing for men. Women gonna be sniffing around you. Get yourself together and learn your walk and learn who you are and walk in that with confidence. They're gonna come, because one thing about a female is, they always say it's the bad boy. I don't think it's necessarily she's drawn to the bad boy. She's drawn to his confidence, and in that confidence, there's a power that's revealed. That's what really draws them in, And so, making sure that young men know that you have this already. Right. You have this inside of you, and you have to walk in it in confidence. Everything that you do, your head up, your chest out, and know that everything you're doing is for you. It's always going to work out, but you got to be centered, and you got to have a center. Because if you don't, you'll be distracted. We live in a distracted society that is distracted by pride and ego, which both will put you in a trick bag every time.
That's so true. And I wanna just commend the men, because at the top of the show, Lissha and I was talking about getting the man's perspective, and I love the two different directions that our guests are coming from. Lyrics, you're coming from like Antoine said, a biological point of view, so you're instilling those values in your sons at an early age.
Right.
Whereas Antoine are getting them at a much later age. So, right. There's he doesn't know what they been through up until the point where he has them. But at both stages, you know, our young boys need our male figures, our positive
Right.
male figures, no matter what
Mhm.
stage they are. And I love that each of you bring something to our male society that's much needed, you
Yes,
know, and I love
Yeah,
it that you're coming from the word in my home is accountability. You know,
that's
we
right.
instill that in them. You have to be accountable for what you say, what you do, and what you don't say, and what you don't do. You know, so those are the values that we try to instill in our youth. And I commend you both, you know, especially when you have it at a biological, starting from the ground up, and Mr. Antoine coming in that space that's much needed. So I commend you both. I'm like I told Lissha, I'm a champion of our brothers.
thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Now, when you guys sat down, and I want to go back because we always talk about a goal moment. And Antoine, you talked about a little bit about your goal moment into the literary world. But Mr. Brown, talk a little bit about your goal moment. And when I say goal moment, that's when thought and execution come together. A lot of times we're really mindful about how we speak to other people, how we pour into other people, how we treat other people. But when it comes to ourselves, we approach ourselves in a lacking mindset. So when you decided to say, I'm about to step out and I'm about to make this thing happen, what was your go moment like for you to say, I'm about to pick up a pen and I'm going to be an author?
Um, I would have to say, seriously, I would have to say like maybe when I was like a sophomore or junior in high school, um, I was getting a lot of feedback and people was telling me that, you know, what I was doing was interesting. It was getting their attention. It was to the point to where instead of doing classwork, I would be in class writing short stories. So then when lunchtime would come, the story would get passed around. And I used to go to Berkeley High. And if you know anything about the Bay and Berkeley High, you know, Berkeley High was like a little mini college. So it's like
Yeah.
outdoorsy. So we would all be outdoors. And from the time the lunch would hit to the time it was over, people would read this story and pass it around. And it would get back to me
Wow.
like, oh, man, you wrote this, you wrote this. So that's when I really start feeling like, okay, well, maybe I can say something. You know, maybe I really have a voice here. So that's when I really would start getting serious about it. You know, then that's when mom's too, she was like, yeah, you know, it's time to buckle down on that, you know? So yeah,
Absolutely.
I
I
love
would
it.
definitely
Absolutely.
have to say then. Yeah, definitely then around the 11th grade.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, outside of writing, you both do so many other things. Mr. Brown, you have a nonprofit. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yes, I am actually working on it now. It is called Flat Inc. And it is an acronym for Fathers, Learning, and Teaching.
Mm.
And what I'm trying to do, I'm born and raised in the Bay Area, you know, San Francisco, California, Fillmore, you know what I mean, all day. So what I'm trying to do is, you know, give back to not just the kids in the Fillmore district, but just kids, period. You know what I'm saying, from the Bay. And the premise behind it is, of course, you know, fathers learning and teaching. I mean, excuse me, fathers learning and yes, fathers learning and teaching. I want it to be pretty much ran by fathers and, you know, young men, but of course I want, you know, women around to help us, of course, like that. But I want the fathers to bring what they have to offer to the table. You know, if you know how to play chess, if you know how to, you know, work computers, if you know, like whatever your gift is, I want fathers to come in and bring that to the table for these kids, you know. So that's what I'm trying to do right now in the Bay with the whole Flat Ink movement.
Absolutely.
Love it.
And Prophet?
Well, I have a CD Choice International. CDC is a community development corporation, so I have a few branches. We have a new branch. It's called Church Meets Government, where we bring political people who are running for offices. It comes into play when the politicians are pushing their agendas and will come knocking on church doors for votes and prayer breakfasts. So we want to create a form of a forum and / debate, so judges and senators and congressmen can come and talk, so we know who you are outside of the prayer breakfasts as one. We open our clinic, full medical clinic, the only church in our community, probably in a more 100-mile radius, to have a clinic, a full medical clinic connected to it. So we have that in operation. And we have a virtual school we just opened as well. So we have a few things going on, and an incubator, a 20,000 square foot building that we purchased used to be an old skating rink here. We converted that to an incubator for small business. That's where we foster all African American women, because we believe it's the era of the day of the woman to arise. So we have all Black women. We didn't do it that way, but it happened to be all women. We call it the next Wall Street of Laplace. And Black women together networking from accessories to food items, and it goes beyond that. So I know I'm babbling, but there's a lot that's going on at one time. But there's something to do in this time and season that we're in, these uncertain times.
Absolutely.
Definitely not babble. Trust
No,
me.
right.
Definitely not babble. But I want to ask Lyrics, I'm so just hearing you talk about the flat ink, that's what it's called, right? And just
Yeah, flattening.
share with us the joy that you get out of, sharing with fathers. What inspires you to push that brand?
It's weird because, you know what I'm saying, my pops wasn't in my life, you know what I'm saying, pretty much till like late in the game. So I was pretty much just raised by my moms and a lot of women in my family. But I've always just had love, you know what I'm saying, for the brothers, you know what I'm saying. I'm the oldest of 6. I got 5 brothers and 1 sister. You know what I mean? I've been I've been like taking care of kids, you know, since I was a kid. And I just, I just watch what Black men, you know, so young Black men, older Black men, what they go through. And I mean, sometimes I just feel like we just don't get our roses when we supposed to. You know what I mean? I feel like people want to wait until it's too late to want to give us our shine. And I'm just trying to allow brothers that I know, and also brothers that just want to be a part of it, to bring what you have to the table to help these kids. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I'm a big chess player, so I'm looking forward to teaching somebody how to play some chess. You feel me? So it's just the joy that I get, period, out of seeing us win. You know what I mean? I'm really big on us winning, whether you're a Black man, Black woman, Black child, Black boy, Black girl. I love seeing us win. So if I can help you with that in any way, that's what I'm going to do. So, that's my whole thing. But I'm all about helping people out that genuinely wants to win.
Absolutely. And the one thing that I love is the passion that you guys both have for making sure that Black men start to stand up and they show their strength in the community and in the homes. Because I don't think it's there. It is there, but society doesn't show it. They want to have you guys look in a certain light and be in a certain light. But we need that light to be shifted. We needed to show that they do stay home with their kids. They do love on their kids. And the ones that are unfortunate not to have that ability, there are other men that have no problem stepping in and fathering someone else's child, making sure that they grow up to be strong men, walking this earth and doing the things that their passion has placed in their spirit to do. Now, Prophet Jasmine, you mentioned you have a clothing line. Now, this is the one thing about church. You go to church and the pastor he be slick, sharp from head to bottom. What made you want to start a fashion line?
Well, one is I'm the youngest of 3 boys. With my parents, and so my mother had all 3 boys. So of course she wanted to dress our boys up with suits to go to church. My mother was the spiritual leader, and my dad would say, "Go to church with your mom." He stayed home, and we went to church with mother. So, but I'm being the youngest, so I got the hand-me-down suits from the big brothers. So when I bought them, I get those suits. So I took that concept, and my mother and I would fight going to clothing stores to dress, because she wanted to dress. No, I want to wear this. So eventually, as time progressed, people come into me for my style of dress. I can organically put things together and move on. Where I wear $20 outfit and wear maybe $700 to $1,000 shoes. So it's all about that shoe. So yeah, you make it work. And someone exposed me as a preacher. You know what, man? You don't have to wear those K&G cheap suits. You can do custom suits. I said, really? So I'm thinking, man, that's gonna be $1,000. And I realized it was most economical for me to wear custom suits versus a store-bought suit. And he told me, once you go custom, you're not ever gonna go back. And I said, no, I'm gonna go back. And I never looked back. So custom suits, and then I went to Africa. They made custom suits, the more youthful, not the daikikis, but more close fit, Euro cut, close fit kind of layer. And I see preachers are doing it now. So I realized because of my international travels, I realized, and to India and to Africa, so I blended Indian, African, and Euro together and formulate a style. And people say, man, I love your style. Grew my hair out. So I gave the millennial up and coming leaders and preachers, you can wear this and still be organic. You don't have to wear the chicken eating suits no more and the wide leg suits. And suits and fit style bring the message with a swag. And so everywhere I go, Africa, Dubai, or Europe, they would say, "Now I love your style," and it's effortless. So through that trends and compliments, I want to at least offer a generation the opportunity to wear the items for very economical. I have over 5 tailors in Africa who cut the suits for me, and I sell them here at a very, very low cost to bring it, because many of our youth and adults will not go to Africa. I've been to Africa numerous times, so I partner with my European people, my Indian friends, and African, and brought it to America, and it worked. So we still branding it. It's still sort of new, but it's working for me. So that kind of inspired me to bring it, my travel internationally to the national level into a small community. Hey, is that guy, he's right in our backyard? Yes, we have fashion shows, and we have I have underwear line, I have swim line for men, and we have it all. So we can dress you from outside to inside. And we're making that work. Yes.
Awesome.
Absolutely. And I love that concept, because I think that a lot of times we don't see certain things, so we don't experience that example. And so when you have men that are not only experiencing that example, but showing it so that other young men can see it, sitting down to play chess. Most of the time we teach our little girls how to sit still, because they got their Barbie dolls and they sitting in the one spot, they combing their hair, and then the little boys, we wrestling and all over the place. So we don't necessarily teach them how to be still and be able to be in thought. So to have somebody that can sit down and play a chess game and know that sit still, be in thought before you make a move is essential to building that character that they need to have. And then showing them that, what you're wearing, you can wear anything, but it's not really what you got on. It's the person that's inside of it that's making it shine. Because you can have on the best suit and just be a hot mess, and then you're going to look like a hot mess, right? Go ahead, T. I'm sorry.
No, that's so true and a great analogy. But you're right. Like with chess, you're not just playing it, leaving that game on the chessboard. You're taking it out in the world with you.
Right.
That mindset becomes a part of you. And just like the clothes you wear with profit, they become a part of you. So that mindset is so powerful, whether it's in a game of chess or whether it's in the jeans or the shirts or the sneakers or whatever you wear.
Right.
Your light has to shine through it, like Lissha said. So I just commend the both of you for just adding to our society of young, especially our young black boys and black men, young men.
Now tell us what's next. So what's next for your brand? What's next for your vision, Mr. Brown?
Man, right now I am grinding beyond hard on the whole Silent Noise Inc. camp. That is my company. Excited about this standalone. I've never written a standalone yet, so this will be my first standalone for SALT. And SALT is an acronym for Someone's Always Looking to Talk. The story takes place between Oakland, California, and Santa Cruz, California. It's a lot of twists. I'm just focusing on that. Got some good collabs that I'm looking forward to coming out with next year. One of my favorite authors, Nia Moore. We have a book that'll be coming out next year called A Beautiful Day to Die. So I just been grinding on that, man, and just, trying to just get out there and let them know that I am a diverse author and I bring more to the table than just, street lit, urban fic. I write, you know what I mean? I write books, you know what I mean? That's why if you look on my page, it doesn't say genre. I don't feel that I have a genre. If I wake up and I feel like I want to write about some love, I'm gonna write about some love. If I wake up and want to kill you, I'm gonna kill you. You know what I mean? But that's just what it is. You feel me? But that, and also real quick, because I want to let the brother speak, because I've been, definitely paying attention as well, man, because I'm into the clothing thing. A lot of my partners been telling me I need to step my game up with some suits, so I might not holler at you.
I love it. That
But
network.
real quick though, I just want to shout out my baby girl Nyla. Today is her birthday. Happy birthday, baby. I love you. To my wife Buka, we have a food truck company called Buka's Gourmet Pot Pies. We will be dropping in April or May. If you're in the Bay Area, I'm telling you now, we got that palate popping gourmet pot pies. Get it ready for it.
Make sure you tag me, Shemai, so we can share it. Make sure
yes,
listen, wife.
Yes, most definitely.
Wife, FedEx. We like Popeyes. Come on.
Got you.
I don't come home
I
often.
got you.
I don't come home often, but FedEx is listen.
I got you. And I appreciate y'all for having me on and for having a forum like this. Like I said, it's definitely needed, and we truly appreciate y'all. So thank you.
Thank you.
Gourmet Popeyes. I know that's right, girl. Go ahead.
Jerk chicken, oxtail, lamb, stuff like that.
I'm ready to send you my address.
Right.
I'm in New York.
Come on with it. I got you.
We gave you another stream of coin income right there. Boom. Learn how to. We do deliver wherever you are. We don't care. We will ship it to you.
Yes.
Pastor.
Well, man, definitely congratulations on what you're doing in California. I love California. You're in Northern California?
Yes, I'm in San Francisco. Yes, I'm in Emeryville, but I'm out of San Francisco, California. Yes, sir.
I've been to South California, not Southern California, not Northern California. So, but my first original tailor came from Los Angeles. He's Indian. That's kind of. So I've never been to San Francisco, so I need to check you out and see what's going on. So congratulations on your work.
Come on down, man. I got you. Come on down, man. Yeah, you can come down. Look, you can come down and make me a soup, and I can make you some pies.
I take your measurements. I come and give you a few suits, and that's done. So
yes, sir.
But it's ironic we talk about chess. This is one of my books. It's called.
I love that.
And chess me asking, "What's up, son?" to the black man.
Mm-hmm.
This is a more softer book than the Falling Hood. This one is more softer. But ironically, he loved chess. So I love chess as well. I don't play chess, but I just understand it. So maybe I can be a mentor of you. You can teach me how to really play it, because life is a game of chess.
That's right.
And so definitely. Yeah. So thank my brother for doing some great work up in the California area. So what's next for me? I really don't really know. I mean, I have a lot of projects. I want to finish the project. I want to kind of, I don't know. That's a good question. I'm lost for words, but there's so many things brewing. Things are pending, so it depends on what breaks first. Is a possibility. I may hit the screens. I'm into movies and TVs, and I did lead roles in stage plays, so I want to hit the screenplays and kind of do the plays, whether it be movies and action movies, and kind of step out of the vein of the good guy and the bad guy. I just like the diversity of that, and I play bad parts in stage plays, so I want to kind of get into more of that. That's therapeutic, and learn lines and do that, as well as do some production in TV and music. Music is my background as well, to produce some artists and they're aspiring artists, and do something a bit more along what I'm doing, but move on from that and pass it to someone else and still manage it and do something different. So I'm between a valid decision, because I can do a lot of stuff. Thank God that my family, God has blessed me with a lot of gifts that goes beyond just standing behind the pulpit preaching. I mean, I think that's my service to humanity. But then there's a time in your life where you're given the option to do what you like, organically what you like to do. And I think I've been given that opportunity. Music is one of them. TV, entertainment, business, relationship, travel, those things are part of me. As long as it's kind of economically based, I can possibly live anywhere as long as I'm economically stimulated. Not that I'm a greedy man, but certain things have to be in place.
Absolutely.
So what's next? We'll see what's next. The sky's not even the limit.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, we always love to do something a little fun here on Let's Chat. T is going to give you guys a fun question. I'm excited to see what answers we have because she did a great question with the last guest. Very powerful. So I'm excited to hear your answers. Go ahead, T.
Absolutely. Guys, thank you so much for sharing your time with us and your space up here because that's just phenomenal. But as I'm listening to our conversation, and you have so much to give to our society, but if you had one superpower that can enhance your vision on your giving, what would it be? And let's start with Mr. Brown.
Okay. Man, that's a good question, Tony.
Thank you.
Okay, one power to enhance. Man. Wow. I'm usually not stumped.
I got the lyrics. Let me find out.
Oh man, okay. If I can enhance a power, let me see. I guess my biggest. I guess if I had the ability to better help with the process of communication.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. If I had the ability to where before the communication was about to go left and I can change it and keep it right, I swear to God I would do that because that would help so much in relationship aspects and friendship aspects and just making moves, period. Because then I wouldn't have to worry about things being taken out of context or anything like that. I would have the ability to just go in and fix that, especially if on the tail end it's going to make the situation better. So yeah, for me, I'm a big person about the communication. So yes, if I can do that, I would love that. And I wouldn't take advantage of it, I swear. I would just use it in the right way. But man, even myself, I'm gonna hold myself accountable. At times, even I need to get that happen because at times we don't know how to communicate with each other. So I would love the ability to be able to go in and just tweak that real quick so that we can just flow a little easier. You know what I mean? So yes, communication.
That's good. Larry. I like
it. Thank you.
And Mr. Antoine.
Well, I'm gonna sound a bit superficial, but I'll say it because it comes to my mind. If I had the magical power to change something, it would be I would create another me. I would have me next to me. Because I realized I got too much going on at one time. And no, I've never found anyone that thinks like me on a consistent level. So I would want to create another me.
Okay, that's the first time we've had a double that, you know, the superpower is to be another me. I like that.
But that's true because especially when you grinding, when you are in your vision and you are pushing it forward, the first thing you say is, I need another me. You don't want to add just anybody. You need somebody that is a duplicate of you, that can help you throughout your journey. And so that's a great question. That's a great question and a great answer because a lot of times in entrepreneurship, you want another version of you. You're like, listen.
Yes.
I need somebody that doesn't know the word I don't know.
Or can't.
I can't, right. I need somebody that's going to figure it out too. Because if it was me, I'm not going to say I don't know. If I'm not sure, if it's something I never did, I've never done that, but I'm going to make it happen. You know, and research and work to grow and make sure that happens, having that other strong person. That's part of creating that solid foundation. I think that in creating a foundation, if you have a weak foundation with lukewarm people around you, you're kind of creating mud.
Right.
That's true. And mud just weighs you down.
That's right. You're not going far mud. You're not going, but it's making a mess. You're not doing that, but making a whole mess. We so appreciate you guys coming to kick it with us here in the chat room. We want you to shout out all your social media where everybody can get your work. If you have websites, shout that out. Shout out when that food truck in the Bay Area is going to be available. Make sure you tag me so that all of my Bay Area people I can share and be like, listen, you know how we used to go out over to Fruitvale and listen, we got a soul truck now.
Right, that's right. I appreciate you too. Yeah, well, mine's is on Twitter. It is Twitter. It's just Lyrics Brown. On Facebook, it is Jamel Brown, and in parentheses Lyrics. And on Instagram, it is Silent Noise Inc. 87. I appreciate y'all to the fullest, man. I remember my first time meeting y'all. Y'all was doing an interview with Aaron Bebo, and I actually chimed in and was talking with him. And from that, we created a rapport, man. And I just been watching y'all's movements, and I'm serious. I got mad love for y'all. Y'all need anything, y'all come to the Bay. I swear to God, I got you. You know what I mean? For real.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely. Yeah.
Well,
I
Yeah,
love
that's where
it.
you can find me. That's where you can find me at. And yeah, Salt, we'll be coming in November. And anybody that's been rocking with me, I appreciate y'all's patience through all the BS. But y'all already know what it is, man. You might can knock me down, but you know your boy gonna always get up. So I love y'all and I appreciate y'all.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Pastor.
a good deal. Thank you all for the opportunity. I didn't know what to expect. You know, Nico too good to kind of do things, and I said, all right, let's do it. So I think man, my new brother, Lyrics Brown, I definitely much respect and love for you and your aspiring, your family. You put to your daughter, happy birthday.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, your baby girl is special, man, and your wife, and all those who make you who you are, that support team. And thank God for that. So I thank God for the beautiful women who are so full of energy, and your energies are phenomenal. You make us kings feel very kingly.
That's our job. That's our job.
So we think a support team of beautiful women that will support Black women. That's something that's very needed in the stigma and the struggle of being a Black man in America. And thank you for your support there. So you can reach me on Facebook at Antoine Jasmine. I took away the clergy title, even though it's there, just to make it more user-friendly for people. And that I am a prophet for various reasons, and that will be another platform that we can talk about where that comes from. That is occupational, as though you were a doctor, so it happened to be specialty in insightful on some things and been very rewarded in that area. So Antoine Jasmine will be a Facebook page. My Instagram is Antoine Jasmine. My clothing line is on Instagram is AMJ Trends. AMJ Trends. You will see pictures of our models, male and female, that's pushing the brand there. I kind of took stride away from Twitter. I'll let my brother handle them, the tweets. So Facebook, Instagram will be where you can find me. My website is AMJ Enterprise. AMJ Enterprise would be my website. And again, thank you for the opportunity. Much love to these beautiful ladies. And of course, my brother. God bless you in your endeavors, and I look to see you all soon physically.
Awesome.
Appreciate you, man.
Happy birthday to Lyrics Brown, baby girl. I think I posted on your page. Happy birthday, princess.
Thank you. Thank you. Yep.
Listen, baby girl, come a little closer. All you gotta say is daddy. Listen, you gotta say it just like that. Remember that. I don't care how old you get. You get 25 years old, you be like, daddy, what you need, baby girl? He got it. He got it. But you got
Hey, Lee.
45.
You know what, Lee? I was with her earlier, and that's what she was doing. So you absolutely right. You absolutely right.
Wait, side note. We were at church one Sunday, and my pastor was talking about he has daughters, and he was talking about they was doing their shopping. So you know how you give everybody the money, you send them shopping. And so the youngest one says, I want to go with you wherever you go. And so she's like, he said she going through the store, and she was like, Daddy, you like this? He was like, yes, baby girl, I like that. Should I get this? Yes, you should. I mean,
That was the smart one.
that was the smart one to know. When she got to the cash register, Daddy was gonna take care of it. But so listen, we know we love our dads. Sometimes people know how to work them, but listen, baby girl, Daddy that's your tag word at any time. I don't care how old you get. He gonna be on point on the highway, and you ain't never gonna have to worry.
That's right.
Well, we thank you guys so much for joining us, and know that this is your home. You can come back anytime. You have something on your spirit you want to share? Hit one of us up. We'll make it happen.
Thank you both. And my brother, it was a pleasure meeting you, my brother. And I'm seriously gonna check out your Instagram page because I really need some suits, man, for real.
Man. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, for sure.
Awesome.
Thanks for rocking with the ladies of Let's Chat. We will see you guys tomorrow. We'll be in the radio station, y'all. Make sure y'all tune in to Let's Chat Radio on tomorrow, 7:15 Eastern Time. We'll see y'all tomorrow and have a great night.
Stay safe.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.